Hello, good morning, students. So let's start today's topic. This is document object model. So I will cover first introduction of document object model, and then I will cover other topics. So the document object model, along with its properties and methods used to manipulate document and understand their implementations through the examples. So basically, it is a programming interface for HTML, hypertext markup language, and extensible markup language documentations. So we can say it is a programming API for HTML and XML documents. It defines also the logical structures of a document and the way of a document is accessed and manipulated. So in the DOM specifications, the term document is used in the broad sense. XML is being used as a way of representing many different kinds of informations that may be stored in the diverse systems. And much of this would traditionally be seen as data rather than as documents. So we can say XML presents this data as a document, and the DOM may be used to manage this data. So here we can see here we can define it is a logical structure document, and also DOM does not specify any relationship between objects, so it is called logical structures. Is that clear to everyone? If you have any doubts, so you can stare in chat box, so I will try to clear it. Okay, so DOM is a way to represent the web page in a structured hierarchical way so that it will become easier for programming and users to glide through the documents. So with DOM, we can easily access and manipulate tags, for example, like IDs, classes, attributes, or elements of HTML using commands or methods provided by the document objects. So using this, the JavaScript gets access to HTML as well as CSS of the web page and can also add behavior to the HTML elements. So basically, document object model is an API and that represents the interacting with HTML or XML documents. Now we move to next slide. Why it is required? So it is used to structuring the web pages, and JS is used to add behavior to our web pages. So when an HTML file is loaded into the browser and JavaScripts cannot understand the HTML documents directly, so a corresponding document is created DOM. DOM is basically the representations of the same HTML document but in different format with the use of objects. So we can see here that is the tags H1, right? And document in HTML document but can understand object H1 and DOM. So now the JavaScripts can access each of the object H1, P, etc. by using different functions. So structure of the DOM. So it can be thought of as a tree or forest, more than one tree. So the term structure model is sometimes used to describe the tree-like representations of the document. Each branches of the tree ends in a node and that contains objects. Event listeners can be added to nodes and triggered on an occurrence of a given event. So one important property of DOM structure model is a structured isomorphism. If any two DOM implementations are used to create a representation of the same documents, so they will create the same structure model with precisely the same objects and relationships. So this is the things that we you have understood all the things, right? If you have any doubts, you can share in chat box. Why we called an object models? The documents are modeled using objects, and the model includes not only the structure of the document but also the behavior of the document and the objects of which it is composed, like tag elements, which is I have discussed earlier, and in starting slides. So with attributes in HTML and properties of DOM. So let's see the properties of document object that can be accessed and modified by the document objects. So here you can see the window, for example, the documents, and it is hierarchically attached with link, forms, anchor, and then as well as link form is distributed as a text area, checkbox, radius, select, reset, buttons, options, right? So these are the things which can be see here and understand very easily here, right? Now we next to move next slides Windows object. So Windows object is object of the browser which is always at the top of the hierarchy. It is like an API that is used to set and access all the properties and methods of the browser. So for example, it is automatically created by the browser. Like for example, we can see the document object model itself closely resembles the structure of the documents it models. For example, like it is the stance, and we can consider this table taken from the HTML document. So we can use some rows, table data, and uh, for like these kind of the structure, form objects, link objects, anchor objects. We can see here. So form control elements, basically it can have many controls elements. For example, like text, fields, buttons, radio buttons, checkbox, or many more, right? So we have understood all the things. So we can move to next slides. Methods of the document objects. There are several methods of the document objects like write, get element by ID, get elements by name, get elements by tag name, get elements by class name. So it is discussed in first slide. So it returns all the elements having a given class name in get elements by class name, and tag name returns all the elements having the given tag name and by name. So it given the name value and the IDs, so given ID value, and as well as write strings. So it will write the given strings on the document. Here you can see the codes. So first I define the doc type HTML's body and S2 tags, and finding the HTML elements by their ID in DOM. So here is P tag and ID is intro paragraph. This example is illustrates. Here I am getting the bold it, right, and scripting some document dot get element by ID intro and dot in an HTMLs. So we can close here script and as well as the body and HTMLs. So you can just try in your HTML HTML forms. You can just save it .html and run it. And if you face any problem, so if you get any problem, so you can say on chat box, as well as like here rows, table data. So for example, like table data in car, scooter, motorbike, bus. So these kind of the table we can create it. So table has rows has tr and tds, car, scooter, motorbike, bus. Thank you. If you have any doubts, so you can say on chat box. Thanks for joining this lesson.